uptick in the studio audience's enthusiasm when they saw me getting hit in the ass with a bat. Luckily, I remembered the safety word. More. That got me going a little bit there. My first guest tonight is the chief medical correspondent of CNN. He's a good friend of the show. He's very clever. He's a doctor, so behave yourself. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, everybody. Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Gupta, you look great, man.
Thank you, sir. I love the new digs.
You like it? Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It has the operating theater light.
Perfect.
Little bit. Do you still, you know...
Yeah, still...
have lunch? And you still operate, right?
I do.
They have big banks of lights like that? So
you got to see what you're doing.
Right, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you can't just kind of phone it in.
No, you're right. And you been well? Your health?
I'm good, yeah. I know, I'm all right. I had the colonoscopy. Remember we talked about it?
Right,
I had it?
Yeah,
no, I did.
We share a lot together.
Yeah, no. The last time you were here, we talked about it a little bit.
Right.
Right, and so I had it because I turned 50.
Everything went well?
Well, I loved it.
You got to sleep through the whole thing?
Yeah, they had to put me out because they were doing an endoscope as well. So they did that end. I hope they did that end first, but I don't know. That end, and then
they did from the top and the bottom.
Yeah, they did both. Yeah, because I got family history of stuff.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so they had to look there, and then I don't think they did it at the same time. It wasn't like picture in picture or anything like that.
Did the doctor say, I have a unique set of skills, I will find you, and do a colonoscopy?
I think he was saying that while I was asleep. He was doing, though, when I came out of it, because they puff air into your colon.
Right.
You get really bad gas.
Yeah.
But you haven't had anything to eat for 24 hours, so it smells great. It's like you...
You're trying to say your don't stink?
Well, a little bit. What? Yeah, I mean, come on, you're a doctor, man. You're a doctor. How are you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm doing great. You know,
yeah?
we're in town. We're doing a triathlon coming up, and we're having
nice.
Yeah, just trying to stay fit. You know.
You are looking very well. Are you doing it? I mean, are you overdoing it a little bit? A little bit, maybe?
No. You know, I got to tell you, I feel really good. You know, I've come to the point where I sort of, you know, want to make every moment in life count.
Yeah,
so,
I hear you on that.
Yeah? You doing the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I used to, like, when I was younger, I would squint, like, days would go by, I don't even remember them, but now I'm like, oh, no, No, it's true, actually, as you get older, you think, this is not forever. It's not forever.
Right. And I think once I had kids, even more so, you know, I just, you know, so, you know, things are going really well, staying very busy.
What is the secret? If you had to say one thing is the secret to the real kind of health, physical health, what is the one thing that you should do right away? Well,
you know, from a pragmatic standpoint, I think it's probably to just simply eat less.
Right.
I think most people just simply eat too much
I can't go there.
food.
You're going to have to pick something else.
Right. But, you know, I think, you know, it's interesting because I thought about this a lot. I think for me, it's this idea of waking up every morning and having some sense of purpose. Like literally getting out of bed and having some idea of what my...
I can't go with you in either of those two, so you're going to have to pick something else.
You're still going to live forever.
No, I tell you what, you tell me, you're a doctor. Every time I go and see a doctor for anything, whether it's, you know, an illness or a checkup or an insurance thing or anything like that, they always say, you're under any stress? Any stress? Like, they always go with stress. Is that me, or is that a thing doctors just, like, make up?
I think it's a good first question. You know, and you know, stress is a common denominator for all sorts of different problems. And you know, it's funny because it's a vague term, so people don't pay a lot of attention to it. But we're probably under a lot more stress than we realize.
What about you? You under any stress?
You know, it's fun. I don't think that I am consciously, but you know, when I sort of sit back every now and then and just sort of, you know, let a deep breath out after something big.
Let a deep breath out. Let's talk about your childhood. How was that?
Therapy with Greg.
Yeah. Are you in therapy? Do you get therapy?
No, you know, I don't.
Really? I don't know if that's the wise thing.
No, I'm not against it or anything, but you know, it's one of these things where I feel genuinely pretty happy with life. I feel like
therapy can help you with that.
Too much happiness.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I actually am a great fan of it. I find it very helpful.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you get to, you know, I think there's something about having a secretive... I have a very kind of suspicious, secretive nature. And I think the more secrets I keep, the sicker I feel.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I tell everybody all my on TV.
So it feels cathartic when you let it out?
I think there seems to be a feeling of freedom about it. I don't feel empowered by secrets. I feel encumbered by them.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Are you feeling better right now?
Yeah, I feel like I've said that to you. And you're a doctor, you won't tell anyone what I'm saying, so it'll be all right. Oh, they don't care. And, you know, do you ever find yourself getting very emotionally attached to any particular case? Are you good at detaching yourself from that?
No, I think I get pretty emotionally attached to every case, probably.
Really?
You know? Yeah, I'm not big on detachment. I think that's probably overvalued. And people say as a doctor you don't become too attached. I'll tell you an interesting thing though. And this is totally different. I don't mean to liken the two, but I'm a big dog lover.
Right.
And I have a 12-year-old dog, and I love pets. And my dog developed lung cancer.
Oh, yeah.
And it was emotionally just devastating. You know, he's doing okay. We actually had to take him to the doctor, and he had his lung removed. And then after that operation, he actually developed an issue where he developed air around his lung. It was pushing on his lung, and I took him back to the doctor and actually had to decompress his chest myself to let the air out of his chest cavity. And it was the most incredible thing, because a dog, he was sick, he was dying, and I did this myself. He's feeling much better now.
Right.
But it was this incredible thing. I was I'm very attached to my dog, my pet.
I mean, presumably you've never had to do that to someone you've known, like someone you had a relationship with.
Right. I mean,
but you do with the dog.
With the dog, and dogs just have this unconditional love. Pets in general.
I got a French bulldog who doesn't really love anybody. But
they're a little bit aloof.
Yeah, well, kind of a little bit. Yeah. What kind of a... It's a
Weimaraner. He's a big dog, about 100 pounds. And,
wow. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is it? Do you find it a little difficult working around fur?
Well, yeah.
I mean, because you gotta get some patients in that are pretty furry.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of head surgery, right? So
Right. So you
actually shave the head. Yeah.
Right.
So it's
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's tough for them. But we've done this thing now where we don't always shave the hair. We actually will just separate it and make a little bit of just a little thin strip. And
really?
It's amazing. We can do the same operation, not shave the hair, but if someone doesn't have their head shaved, they actually recover much more quickly. They don't look sick, so they don't feel sick.
I wonder if that's like the stress thing we're talking about, though.
Yeah,
a little bit. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
If you don't look sick, you don't feel sick.
Right. So you see, they literally get up out of bed more quickly. They go home more quickly. They just feel better. So.
Wow. What if like it was a bald guy needed a piece of head surgery? If you put a wig on him and then cut through the wig.
I'm going to try that.
And then he'd be like, doctor. Actually, while he's out, because presumably you're under general to get that thing,
correct,
so you could stitch a scalp on him.
That's right.
Say, operation was a great success, and your hair's back.
That's right. I don't know what happened. I feel better.
Right, that is terrific. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Sanjay Gupta. We were just talking about... I had shingles earlier in the year, and...
one of the most painful things.
It was very... Have you ever had it?
I have not, but, I had chicken pox as a child.
Right.
As you know...
then you can get it.
Right. That virus lives in your body, and it can come back at any time. Do they know why it suddenly came back?
I think it was stress.
Is that right?
I think it probably was, yeah. I got a little strip of it here. And I never felt anything like it in my life. I mean, I've had motorcycle accidents that I could laugh off compared to this.
Right,
I mean, it was like unbelievable. And then...
Did you take narcotic pain medication?
No, I don't do narcotics anymore.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's really a thing for me. Like, people like me that have had problem with drugs, this is a problem with doctors, actually. You say, hey, look, because I said to the doctor... this is really painful. He said, well, I can give you some codeine. I went, I can't take codeine. He said, it won't turn you into a drug addict. I said, I know, I already am a Tootsie Fruits drug addict. That's why I can't take the codeine.
I'm working on this documentary, and I have to tell you, I came across a stat that kind of boggled my mind. 80% of the narcotic opioid use anywhere in the world is here in the United States.
Holy crackers.
We use 80% of all the pain medications here in this country.
Well, I think it's a weird thing that people, I've noticed this, it's a kind of it's an odd kind of prejudice, but people think if a drug's legal, then it's going to be somehow less deadly.
Absolutely, and I think if a doctor gave him a prescription for it, therefore, look, they know that, taking an OxyContin and having a beer is not a good idea.
Right.
But they don't expect it to kill you.
Right.
And every 19 minutes in this country, someone dies in exactly that way. Accidental prescription drug overdose.
Well, I mean, I've taken a lot of drugs. Some of them legal, some of them illegal. And here's
We're
what
sharing again.
No, I mean, it's not. This is no news. And I mean, look at me. So. But what I've noticed, the only thing I noticed about legal drugs or drugs that obtain from doctors, they're just better. They're just better quality drugs.
You know what you're getting as well.
Right. I mean, it's not cut with all sorts of Breaking Bad in there. It's like,
That stuff's pretty pure, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
but no, it's quite something. You take a couple of OxyContin, for example. They can prescribe 2 every 8 hours. If you take an Ambien on top of that, which is a pretty common pill, and you have a couple of beers or a couple of glasses of wine, what I've just described is a potentially lethal combination. And these aren't people who are drug addicts. These aren't people who think that they want to die or even think that they might die. And all of a sudden they don't wake up. They stop breathing.
This is like it's Friday night. You're freaking out a lot of people right
Sorry.
now. Listen, we're out of time. You want an apple? That'll keep you healthy.
Apple a day.
Keeps the doctor away.
Here I am.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, everybody.